More vaccines equals good news for us here, but then where will these vaccines be brought for storage before distribution to hospitals?
Yes, these vaccines, if we follow the standard protocol from the airport, it will be delivered to the health department storage facilities. The health department has already pinpointed some storage facilities where these vaccines can be brought. And just to note what Secretary Galvez also mentioned last night, he's suggesting that probably it will be better to have a simultaneous inoculation, not just for health workers, but for other sectors included in the priority list, because he mentioned that based on his observation, this is what the United States did as part of their vaccination program. So he sees that this is also possible here in the Philippines to fast-track also our vaccination program.
All right, Maricel, last night the President mentioned that he can't allow the government to assume liability for vaccines procured by the private sector under the tripartite agreement. But Maricel, this appears to run contrary to the very point of having a tripartite arrangement to begin with. What's the deal here? And more importantly, what now?
Exactly, Charles. It's a bit ironic. We were also surprised when President Duterte said last night that he doesn't think that it is advisable or it is logical or it is legal in that sense for the government to spend millions of pesos should these vaccines have adverse effects to those who will be inoculated. And this is exactly what the indemnification, or this is exactly the purpose of the indemnification law that the President himself signed, because the government wants to give protection to the vaccine manufacturers to ensure that they won't, or they will allow the private sectors, the national government, the local government to purchase their vaccines, because some of the brands of, or some vaccine manufacturers are concerned that they might experience the fate of Dengvaxia, and they don't want that to happen. And to be able for the national government to convince these vaccine manufacturers to sell vaccines to the Philippines, they decided to pass an indemnification law to give them protection. And of course, as we all know, the national government requires the private sector as well as the local government to sign a tripartite agreement, because this is also one of the conditions of the manufacturing or the vaccine manufacturer. So it's a bit ironic that the President mentioned those things last night.